Welcome, everybody. I'm back. I got home last night. I was in Denver for a week, and now I'm here. Let's see who's here. Feel free to say hello. Let us know how you're doing. Christine says, Happy Wednesday, Jacqui and friends. Good to see you again. Same with the sunflower. One of my sunflowers bloomed for me while I was gone, so I got to come back to see that. That was nice. Jacqui, Grand Rising all. Hi, Lisa. Hello, Lori. Good morning, Patty and Nicole. Happy day, Greg. How's Utah? How's Utah, Greg? Hello, Michelle, my belle. Hello, Kaz, Carol, and Nancy. Welcome, everybody. If this is your first time with me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I am an astrologer, and I'm joining you guys from Northern Illinois. I just got back from a week in Denver, and it was a magical trip. It was a very healing trip, and yeah, when I went to go make my notes for today's session, I read over the little synopsis that I said at the end of Monday's session, and I was flabbergasted with how accurate it was. So don't worry, I'll reread it for you guys. But then today we're going to talk about what it means that Venus will be moving through Leo. Hello, Lindsay and Kamala. Hello, Elena. Hey, Ansley. Good morning, Debbie. Greg says Utah is great. Eleanor, good evening. So just quick anecdote, less than 2 minutes, because I want to get this out there. I went to visit my cousin in... Did you guys hear that cheering? I don't know where that came from. Very weird. Last Tuesday, I flew to Denver to go visit my cousin because he was having his bachelor party, and his fiance at the same time was also having her bachelorette party. So it was just like big group. So Tuesday to Tuesday, but the party was like Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, rather. It was fun. It was good. It was interesting to be dropped into a reality that is vastly different than my own. I immersed myself into the life of my cousin and his fiance, and it is not the life that I live, but it was really interesting because it gave me perspective, and it gave me a chance to see my own blind spots. But the best part of the trip was on Saturday. My cousin wasn't feeling too great. He was having some heat exhaustion because he was sitting in the hot tub when it was 85 degrees in Denver for a long time. And he was in his apartment just like not doing so well. And I wanted to go for a walk. And then I happened to walk in and they were all putting their shoes on to go for a walk. And it was eerie how easily it just fell into place. And a group of us, about 6 of us, we just went for a walk around the apartment complex. And it was really nice. And then one person found a soccer ball, and then we found open soccer fields, and then we started passing the soccer ball around, and then the rest of the group came out, and we played for hours, and it was incredibly refreshing. I think like you had to be there to feel what I was feeling, but I learned so strongly how important play is, and you would never think that, yeah. And it's so much like unspoken with the body, just interacting with people, because it was a group of strangers, essentially. It's all my cousin's friends. Like, some of them know each other. I've met some of them here and there. But just by play, we all got to know each other. And it was just beautiful. It was the best part of the trip, was kicking a soccer ball, right? Like, we did all these things. We went go-kart racing. The boys played VR. And we went to the mountains. Oh, the mountains. Okay, that might cap it. But yeah. I just wanted to throw that out there, and that's the biggest thing that I took away from that trip, is the importance of play. Yeah, so I hopped on to start making my notes for today's session, and I was absolutely flabbergasted at the accuracy of what we talked about last Monday. So last Monday, I culminated the session saying that the message for the first week of July is to allow Neptune in to do his job, Neptune retrograde, to dissolve the emotional boundaries around your heart which is going to take time, and this is just the start. And then we also had Mercury move into Leo, where we are given the opportunity to communicate through the heart. And then we had our new moon on Friday, new moon in Cancer. That gave us the chance to start fresh in regards to how fiercely we choose to protect our hearts. And it feels like this is a new beginning for more openness and vulnerability. So I would love to hear how y'all's week has been. April says Denver is all about play, nature, and moving in it. Yeah, I left. I'm a different person. I went to Denver one person and I came back a different person. And there's a lot of processing that's happening. However, today we're here to talk about Venus entering Leo. Hi, Anik. So Venus will enter Leo tomorrow, which is Thursday, July 11th. And she'll be there until August 4th. Venus has been in Cancer since June 18th, where she has been showing us the value of our intuition. I don't know why I pointed to my head. Venus represents our values. Cancer is our emotions, our intuition. So Venus has been showing us the value of the way we nurture ourselves and others. She's been helping us see the value of our emotions. So Venus will now join Mercury in Leo. Mercury is already halfway through. Venus in Leo will show us the value in the truest expression of our hearts, the power of authentic self-expression. As Venus leaves Cancer, she's going to form a trine to Neptune, who's now stationed retrograde. So early tomorrow morning, Venus will be at 29 of Cancer, trining Neptune retrograde at 29 of Pisces. Neptune retrograde is helping us dissolve the emotional boundaries that we've put up around our hearts. And it feels like as Venus ends her time in Cancer, Neptune reminds her the importance of having clear access to the heart. Remember to let your guard down, is what I hear Neptune tell Venus. Remember to dissolve outdated boundaries. And as Venus enters Leo, she will immediately oppose Pluto. And Pluto oppositions, man, they're strong. They are powerful. When I think of an opposition, the planets are across from each other in the sky. I imagine Venus, this little feminine, she's skipping and laughing her way into Leo. Ha ha ha, I can't wait to go spend time with my heart. And as she skips through the doorway, she feels a presence. And it's way off in the distance. Think about how large Pluto's orbit is and how small Venus's orbit is. So she just knows something's here. It's way off in the distance. And this is the energy of like, when you walk past one of those paintings and the eyes follow you, and this time it's Pluto in Aquarius, just staring. So Pluto represents power. Pluto also represents destruction. Pluto is also retrograde. So right now, Pluto is helping us destroy, but discover our hidden hopes and dreams for the future that live within us. So how I feel this Venus-Pluto opposition is that Pluto just wants Venus to look inside her heart to discover what her real hopes and dreams are. This Pluto opposition says, don't worry about the mind. Don't worry about what your parents taught you. Don't worry about what you learned from society, your teachers, your family. Don't think. Just listen to your heart. This Pluto opposition, Venus-Pluto opposition, wants us to dive into our heart and dig down underneath the walls that we've built, dig down underneath the stories we've been telling ourselves. And man, am I really feeling this Leo energy this time around? It's refreshing. It's the heart, right? We have Mercury in Leo. We are communicating through the heart. We have Venus entering Leo. We're learning how to value our heart. And what is the heart? it's the love that lives behind our emotional walls. So this feels just like a general beautiful time to drop into your heart, to live from the heart, to stop worrying about what your mind tells you, what your past stories are, what you think is going to happen because of a trauma that's happened in the past. It's time to live through the heart 100%. And that's all I have to say about that. It seems extremely self-explanatory today. We're going to use 2 different decks to ask 2 different questions. And first, we are going to use the Tree of Life Oracle. And we're going to ask, what does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? While Venus wants us to value our heart, what does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo, July 11th through August 4th? Diane liked that analogy of the Pluto opposition. Pluto's that painting on the wall, just watching in the eyes. Feel free to send your energy into this deck. Greg says, lovely message. Thanks, sis. Michelle, I've been living through the heart lately for sure, saying yes more and getting out of this stagnant state I've been in, and it feels good to break free. That's kind of what I discovered when we had that pickup soccer night. Just breaking free, looking out of the routine that you go through every day. Christine asked, was there a place to look in our natal charts today? So when a planet moves through a sign, you're just going to look for that whole chunk of Leo in your chart. And know that tomorrow Venus is going to enter Leo, and then it'll take her through August 4th to move through Leo. So that means that Venus will be transiting any planets that you have in Leo. She will be helping you see the value of the role that those planets play in your life. And then you can also, if you know your birth time, you can find which house holds Leo, which houses most likely hold Leo. So just know that Venus will be helping you value those parts of your life, what those houses mean. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I have a course on Insight Timer called Astrology 101. The intention of that is to help you follow along and apply whatever the heck I'm talking about to your personal natal chart, what the sky looked like when you were born. Oh, and how have you guys been doing with the Cancer course? I put out my Embody Astrology Cancer Season course. I know I'm talking a lot about Leo energy, but the sun is still in Cancer. It's still Cancer season. And if you're not aware, I've been putting out a course every astrological season so far this year, and it helps you get a deeper understanding of the sun sign season that we're currently in, and then I give you an embodiment technique so you can draw that energy into your life. So I was very proud of the meditations that I made for that Cancer course. It wasn't on time because the moment wasn't right. I had to wait for the moment for the meditations to come through. So yeah, I really want you guys to take that course and let me know what happens. Yeah, it's an education day and then 2 meditation days. And yeah. Lisa, great course. It's been super interesting. Julie, thank you for your courses. Thank you, Julie. Nancy, oh boy, you have Pluto in Leo, first house. Venus transits, all she wants to do is help you find the value in all of this stuff. So yeah, Pluto can be a heavy planet, but after you go through the heaviness, Pluto brings power. So in your first house, that's your personality. That's what you think, who you think you are, who the meat suit, the personality that you choose your soul wants to use in this life. So Venus transiting over that, like I feel like you're going to find true value in your power. I could see this being a very empowering time for you right now, Nancy. Greg, now that I'm not living in my natal birth area, I wonder if I should use the Utah chart instead. Try both. Try both, see what works. All right. What does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? And we're going to do 3 cards for the group. I always do group readings here on Insight Timer, so I'll allow 3 cards to fall out of the deck. I'm asking Venus directly today, what does she want us to learn while she's in Leo? And The whole message is for everybody. But if I'm going to show you the backs of the cards because I like to help you guys practice your intuition. So if you notice that a certain card feels different, or if it just, you notice something, don't put any pressure on yourself. Just go with it. If something feels like it's meant for you, then the message is meant for you. If it doesn't, then just take the whole reading with equal gumption. But we're asking, what does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? Wow, too many. But sometimes people will get, you know, like the typical intuitive hits, typical meaning like you get a ringing in your ear, or I don't know, that's the only typical one that's coming to mind right now. But your intuition can work in so many different ways. You know, it could be like your eye twitches, or you cough, or you sneeze, or even the environment around you is tuned into your intuition, you know? So if I hold up a certain card and then like your cat jumps on your lap, or your house creaks, or like the phone rings, or, you know, something, if something changes in your reality, then that is usually a sign for me as well. And then the depth of how much you want to take that down, that's up to you. Everything is subjective. That's the cool part about this life. Like, you get to create your own reality. So if a robin lands on your windowsill for a certain card, if a robin means something to you, then maybe you can apply that meaning to the card. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? What else does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? Just waiting. I'm just waiting. Can you guys ask with me? What else does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? Maybe this is going to be the most stubborn message, that it's going to not be easy to learn this last message. Hello, Jess. We're asking what Venus wants us to learn while she's in Leo. Coming up on Monday, that's the next time I'm going to be here on Insight Timer, we have a Mars-Uranus conjunction. And the way that I read my astrology, I go day by day. I don't really like to look forward and predict and anticipate what's coming up. That's why I have the Insight Timer. It's like my structure. But that Mars-Uranus conjunction, like, shit can go down. Shit can get weird with Mars conjunct Uranus. Just go for it. Just be excited. Fear and excitement are the same thing. It's your mind that distinguishes the two. But Mars is all about action, and Uranus is all about things getting wild and crazy. So that's coming up. And that conjunction is going to resonate for some time. So perhaps see what your other astrologers are saying about that. My goodness, what does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? We're splitting the deck. We're just going to take one. Yeah. All right, thanks, Venus. Okay. I'll show you the backs of the 3 cards, so you're going to see the same image 3 times. But let us know which cards are resonating with you more than others. And we're asking, what does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. I'll show you the cards one more time, just in case. But let us know which cards are resonating with you in the chat. What does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? The back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Hello, sidekick Jacqui. I've been listening from the airport. Now you're driving home. Thanks for joining us. All right, April is working with 3, Julie 3, Ginger 1, Christina 1, Patty 1 and 3, Michelle, my belle 2 and 3, Christine 3, Jess 2, Daniela 3, Nicole all, Nancy 1, Carol 2, Michelle the stubborn number 3, Greg 1 and 3, Patty, wow, all 3 today. Something different stood out to me on the back of all the cards. I love that. Lisa 1 and 3, my dog had been barking for ages and stopped on those 2 cards. Oh, his awareness, right? Or her, I don't know. Chantel 1 and 2, Andriana 2 and 3, Lori 1. April, I can kind of hear your background music, but I do miss it. It always adds a depth to these readings. I know, I'm going back and forth with that. Karen 1 and 3, Sarah 1 and 3, Lauren 2, AJ all for me, step 3, Nancy 1 and 3, Joe glued to 3. The dogs are not here today because my husband is home, so I closed the door, so I have my reality. And yeah, the music, it's... yeah, we've talked about this before. What does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? I did show you guys, yeah, this is the Tree of Life Oracle. Card number 1 brings us the Tree of Life. Map, support, connection. This card shows the central organizing system of Kabbalah, the map, if you like. The Sephiroth and path hold one another in place. Take one away and the whole system would crumble. The glyph for the Tree of Life often feels oddly familiar to those who have never seen it before. It is a geometric shape that holds all there was, all there is, and all there will be. This card is bringing the map to your consciousness for a reason. As with all maps, it can show you where you've been, where you are, and where you're going, and how to get there. Take some time to consider the position you find yourself in. Ask where you want to be, and which experience or path will get you there. Being fully present with the choices you make is something that brings a magic of its own. You cannot take control of your life without it. You are your own tree. Acknowledge the way this form vibrates within you, and as you do, you can bring your physical, emotional, and spiritual being into alignment. Understand what is no longer serving you, and adjust. There could be issues of support or lack of it in your life right now. Look at the image and ask where that lack comes from. What personality or soul archetype is in play, and how to best address it. And then this deck comes with a way to activate these cards. The activation for card number 1, imagine you have this symbol behind you. Feel it on your body and move your mind through the spheres. Sense which feel comfortable, which feel out of sorts, which you're drawn to, and which you're reluctant to spend more time with. Ask yourself why. You can also study, meditate, follow your intuition, get to know your own tree. So what does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? She wants us to get familiar with our own map because it is within, because the body never lies. And this is the sun, right? Yeah, right in the middle. That big yellow one, that's the sun. That is Leo. Leo is the sun, and it's right there in the center in our heart where Venus will be. So she wants us to experience our own selves, knowing that we have all the answers, and that if we just slow down sometimes and stop rushing through life and sit and listen to what our body is telling us, we literally have a map. We just have to learn how to decode the key to the map. The last time this card came up, I remember I advised you guys to look at the card and just notice if there's a pain point in your body that is signified by one of these. And what you're looking at right now are all the glyphs for the planets. The only one we don't use in astrology is Earth. That's down here. That's the Earth symbol. So if there is a spot on your body that is feeling pain, or if there's a spot on your body that's doing great, maybe do some research into that planet and look at what that planet is doing in your chart right now. Look at where that natal placement is. There's something like if you're having, I don't know, throat issues, that's Pluto right there. Like if you're having a sore throat, Pluto wants to tell you something. Spend time with Pluto and get to know it. You know, if you're having headaches, if you're having maybe like vertigo, dizziness, maybe it's Neptune that wants something, that wants to tell you something, you know? Greg says, you are your own tree. Yeah, no one can tell you what's right for you except yourself. Your body, your tree. Let's see what else comes through this reading. Which planet is associated with your stomach? According to this tree of life, it looks like the moon. It looks like the moon. You're welcome, Kelly. Card number 2, what else does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? Card number 2 brings us to the 26th path, which is that of the devil. Truth, illusion, trust. This path runs between Had and Tippereth and is Capricorn in astrology. One of the 3 dark night of the soul paths, it tests you to reveal the nature of your true self. Pan is devil-like, but not the creature we'd call the devil. He dances on the card alongside similar figures. Are they dancing with him, or are they dancing for him? What is the truth of the situation? As you walk this path, you are confronted with something that you may struggle with, yourself. Here you are, in all your glory, with all your warts and lumps and bumps, and you've forgotten the glory bit already, haven't you? Realism is needed to understand that you may be focusing on the one negative comment and ignoring the hundreds of positive ones. Not just a modern conundrum, it seems. And why are you dancing when the washing up is waiting to be done? This is the illusion you're asked to free yourself from. It's not the dance or the dishes. It's who or what is pulling your strings. Are you trying to fit in? Trying to people please? Or are you caught in comparison? To break free of an illusion, first identify the cause of it, not the way it has manifested. Get back on track by removing what you no longer trust is for your highest good. Being committed to spiritual growth takes devotion to a new sort of dance. The activation for this card, imagine having a conversation with yourself. Not your higher self, your warts and all self. What hard truths do you need to know? Think beyond how you look in a turtleneck sweater. Go deeper and tell yourself not only where your illusions are, but what has to go and what you're inviting to help you along the way. What does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? Who's pulling your strings? Who is the voice that is telling you to act the way that you are acting? Is it truly your heart, what you desire to be doing? Or is it what you've learned along the way? Or is it someone's opinions who is in your face all the time? Who is pulling your strings? Who are you pleasing by doing the actions that you're doing, by making the choices that you are choosing? Are you doing it for your own heart? Could be. Or are your strings being pulled by someone else? It doesn't matter what the act is, right? I love how it says, why are you dancing when you should be doing the dishes? If that doesn't hit home. It doesn't matter. If you want to do the dishes, do the damn dishes. But is it you who wants to do them? Is it your heart who is desiring to clean at that time? Or if you want to go dance, go dance. Go play soccer. Greg says, it just makes me think about how trees are always connected to the ground. Okay, so he said, right, you are your own tree. It makes me think about how trees are always connected to the ground and the sky and the sun, and is always connecting and always honoring the cyclical flow of life and abundance and beauty. Card number 1 is a reminder of oneness and connection for me. I like that, Greg. I learned a thing about trees a few years ago, and I tried to teach my students that, like, you are a tree, right? You're strong, you're rooted, you're grounded, and sometimes the wind comes. It doesn't mean you're going anywhere. You just got to dance with the wind for a little bit. Joe is focusing on the negative. Yeah, it's like super easy. It's so easy to focus on the negative because it hurts. So do something about it. Express it. Talk about it. Tell someone that they're hurting you. Scary. Needed. Jess, definitely my card, was just having this conversation yesterday. Huh. Kelly, I was literally just laughing with a friend about hating turtlenecks but wearing them as a teen because it was the style. People pleasing for sure. Oh, that's hilarious, Kelly. Anik, yep, this one is for me, feeling so tired, down, and angry the last 4 days. Carrie, greetings. Nice to see you. Let's see what the third card is to see how this all comes together. But this is pretty on point so far. And I might mispronounce this because I am not versed in the Tree of Life, but I'm going to do my best. So, card number 3, what does Venus want us to learn? Well, she's in Leo. Card number 3 brings us, card number 3, Bina or Bina, understanding. Remember, this is the card that was stubborn AF. I had to draw this card from the deck. I can't remember the last time I had to cut the deck and pick a card for Insight Timer. They always fall out. Silence, awareness, the divine feminine. Number 3 on the Tree of Life, Bina, is located at the top of the pillar of severity, a place that offers her a view of the whole tree, where she sits not in judgment, but in understanding, seeing all. Saturn is her planet, a planet of form, of control, time, and karma. And in case you're a visual person, here's the Tree of Life card again. If you want to see, Bina is the Saturn symbol right up here. So if you want that visual. The main figure is a mature queen. Her role is to bring the worlds of energy into form, to give structure to the chaos, and to be the support for those seeking divine feminine wisdom. We need a bit of quiet time, the space to breathe, to bring some structure to events that may have been chaotic. You are invited to hold yourself in silence now, and to do it within the energetic field of the universe's most potent forces, the divine feminine. You may have to call on the strength of your own divine feminine energy, regardless of how you identify, to find the courage to get up and face a responsibility that has you weary. But you will continue to love even in the face of physical, mental, and emotional tiredness. Walk with someone who needs you to be present and to be nothing more than that, or seek someone who can do that for you. Your stillness will enable you to detach from your story, to write a new one, and to step into a new world stronger, with a greater understanding of your soul and what's next. Carrie, ugh, tell me about it. The activation for this card: keeping your own counsel isn't always easy, but it is always advisable. And as you learn to release your energy when it's appropriate, if at all, practice putting space between thinking and acting in haste. You can pause, consider an option fully before doing anything, and also spend time in silent contemplation on a regular basis. Patty, this is the Tree of Life Oracle. What does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? What your own heart wants to say. Stop acting. Stop trying to get information. Stop trying to ask questions. Just be. Just be in quiet contemplation. Yeah, April, no words. Breathing deeply. Carrie, does that mean I can hide for a few days? You bet. 100%. Can I hide for a few days? Quiet contemplation. Journaling. Music. Walking. Yourself. No outside counsel. If you do need support, that is what it is. It is emotional support. It is a space to process. Venus in Leo wants us to trust ourselves and our heart and what we know is right, not to depend on having other people tell us what is best for us. Joe says, whoa, that is so hard to truly do. It appears hard. I know that from the way that at least I was raised, and I feel like most of us live that same general sense of society and what we're supposed to be doing, and you're supposed to be working and achieving and growing, and I forgot the word, doing too much. But no, when you allow yourself to sit and get silent, it's my favorite thing in the world. It's my favorite thing in the world. April resonates so much. April retires on the 26th. Yes. Daniela, love this message, and I really enjoy being in solitude. Me too. It took a long time for me to get to that place, but I need it. I need it now. Greg, number 3 sounds heavy, but it's okay because we are our own tree of life. Michelle loves it. April's feeling that full moon in Capricorn energy. We still got a couple days. The 21st, right? Yeah, we got a long time. We just had a new moon. Enjoy your Cancer new moon. We are still in that waxing phase. Love it. Love it. April so appreciates this community and me to support our stretch. That place is my happy place, the quiet. Yeah, so what does Venus want us to learn while she's in Leo? She wants us to first know that we have the map. We have the map. I'm going to skip that middle one for now. How do you see the map? Is you get into yourself. You sit with yourself. You learn yourself. You don't need to have someone else telling you what to do all the time. Who's telling you what to do? Intentional or unintentional? Who's telling you what to do? Who's controlling what you do? It could be subtle, guys. It could be subtle, unintentional control. It could be constant opinions on what you're doing that makes you choose to act a certain way. It can be subtle. Sit with yourself. What planet is your back, Michelle? Well, which part of your back? I would say upper back, Pluto, mid back, Sun, lower back, Moon. Lisa, I'm having a solitude day today. It's wonderful. I'm on holiday. The family are hiking. I'm in a cottage by myself and the dog. Spending time in Denver made me realize how much I really do need my solitude trip in November. I need to be by myself with my work in November. And it's something that I am going to need support to do. Realistically, right? That's something that I'm learning right now is how to ask for support and how to feel support from you guys. This is a tribe that we have here, you know? So I will be starting a GoFundMe so that you guys can help me take a life sabbatical the month of November. It's so incredibly needed right now. And this message just affirmed everything that I needed to hear. So details coming on that. What else is coming up? If you want to celebrate with me, I'm throwing my business a birthday party because that's something else that I'm learning how to do is how to celebrate how great I am. I'm awesome. you're awesome. We're all awesome. So I'm throwing my business a birthday party that's going to be happening on Monday, July 29th, 8:30 Central. I come here at 8:15 Central. I'm doing my party at 8:30 Central. It's going to be a blast. There's going to be ecstatic dance. I'm going to share the thoughts of what it's been like to be in business for myself for 3 years. And then I want to open the floor, and I want us all to just share how we've all grown together throughout my time of teaching and preaching and all this stuff, because I need it right now. I need a pick-me-up. I need a boost from you guys. I, in a lot of ways, feel like I'm not doing anything, which I know is poppycock. I know it's complete and utter trash that I'm not doing anything, but I need to hear it from you guys. So if you want to join that birthday party, it's going to be a Zoom meeting, right? So like we get to interact, like we're going to get to have a conversation. The link is in my link tree. So click on my Insight Timer teacher profile or whatever, get to my link tree, and the link is right there. So yeah, wow. Yeah, I feel weird right now. This is so much is going on in my head, guys, and I just appreciate all of your support, like for real. Thank you, Carrie and Greg. Louisa, thank you so much for your donation. Very much appreciated. We're going to ask one more question from one more deck. We're going to ask the Spirit Animal Oracle, which animal wants to support us? While we sit with our body and get into ourselves and realize who is pulling our strings, which animal wants to support us? That's awesome, Deborah. She says, congrats and thank you. My business turns 22 this year, and you've inspired me to really celebrate that. Cool. Yeah. I'll celebrate everyone else all day, every day. I don't know why I feel so guilty for wanting to celebrate me. Hey, guys, I did something. I built this, Feel free to send your energy into this deck. Which animal wants to support us? Thank you so much, Lindsay. Christine loves this deck because she gifted it to me, and she loves animals. Which animal wants to support us while we get to know our body? If you guys have been enjoying today's session, if you'd like to offer a donation, the energetic exchange is always appreciated. Whenever you guys donate, I will send you a message from one of the decks that we used for today. That's my new way to say thank you, and I actually really like it. It's a lot of fun to get to dive into the book and see what the book wants to say to you as like an extra thank you for exchanging energy. If you haven't followed me yet on Insight Timer, feel free to do so you can see when I post my upcoming classes. For the foreseeable future, I'm here 2 times a week, either Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Depends on what the astrology is doing. But today I kind of felt like I just want to drop it down and only be here on Wednesdays. So I'm just floating that energy out there. It felt really good to like recap what we talked about last week and have like a chunk of what I want to talk about today. Yeah, that's just an idea. We'll see what happens. If you guys prefer to donate off of Insight Timer, I also do have links for my Venmo and my PayPal in my link tree, as well as an Amazon wish list if you are a gifter. Everything is just super appreciated. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Greg says, asking for what you need or want is an expression of self-power and owning who you are. Greg, if you only knew. Greg, if you only knew. Yeah, all I will say is from my last week, I'm still like shaking with synchronicities. Like it's too much. The clearness of what I've discovered is too much. It's overwhelming. So I've been through stuff like this before, and it takes me some time to process. So if I seem a little off, maybe that's why. Thank you so much, April and Carrie. You guys are very much appreciated. Which animal wants to support us with all this? Card number 7 is the Bee Spirit. Sweet results await. The Bee Spirit's message is that sweet results are on their way if you are willing to get your ego out of the way and immerse yourself in the connected energy of all things. Bee Spirit knows not to let a sense of being a separate self get in the way of a good thing. Spirit is always producing honey. Miracles and magic are everywhere. When you connect with the great hive, you are vibrating and buzzing in exquisite harmony with all. Bee Spirit asks that your focus be on connectivity. Your body, heart, soul, and psyche experience total interconnectedness and a true integration when you self-forget, when you remember that you are part of a greater unified consciousness. Moving from separation into connection, from self-centered limitation to spirit-centered infinite possibility and potential, you become busy as a bee, enjoying the gifts of Bee Spirit. Fully in alignment with your highest expression of yourself, your heart opens and creativity rushes through you, seemingly without effort, as you experience that nothing feels like work. Industriousness is driven by enthusiasm and inner motivation, and time seems to fly by quickly as the hive supports you in the making of honey. Do you feel the presence of your helpers in the hidden realms, adding their energy to your creations? Magical results are taking form and will be sweeter than you expect. Bee Spirit wants you to remember that your part in the divine partnership with the conscious universe is being rewarded, even if you can't see that yet, and asks you to share your good fortune as there is plenty of honey for all. Be part of the larger whole, the force that brings forth all that is sweet and delightful. All right, so I did want to point out, I just think it's so amazing that this card asks, do you feel the presence of your helpers in the hidden realms? Which is the deck. Ooh, I don't want them all to fall. They're all falling. This is the deck that we used last Monday. Guides of the Helpers of the Hidden Realms. It's the same author. It's Colette baron-reid for both of them. But if this bee card resonated with you, I recommend either going back on YouTube and watching last Monday's reading to get these messages, or rereading the cards in our spiritual community, because Bonnie puts the text recaps there every time. But what I kept getting from this card is to, like, get out of your ego, get into your heart. Get out of your ego, get into your heart. Connect with all and realize that you are part of a greater whole. And you're not meant to carry the whole world on your shoulders. I feel that this card is one of support, because when you feel supported, your work becomes so much easier. And you have more to give from your heart. That one got to me. Christine loves that deck because she gave Jacqui one as a gift as well. Christine's all about the bees. Love the bees. They're not sacrificing themselves to make the honey. They're all working together. They're leaning on each other to make the honey. Carrie, I feel that death of ego meditation coming. Julie says, my number one value is connection, starting with myself. What else are you going to do while you're in silence, getting to know your own body map? Persephone, can you explain, Anik? I know that name, but I don't know her story. Hi, Bonnie! Oh, what a good time to hop in, Bonnie. I love you guys. I love you guys. Greg, the path to wholeness is through connection to the oneness. Michelle, thanks for the love today. Sending all that you need and more. Thank you, thank you. How else that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. I don't want to ramble. We are all one. Venus in Leo is about getting to know your body, learning the map that is available for you, asking yourself who is in control of your actions for real. Ask your mind, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And then spend time with yourself in silence. Yeah, start the connection with yourself, because we are all one. And lean on your peeps for support. Because the more you are held up, the higher you can go when you spread your wings and fly. The bees don't need to rest because the time flies by, because they love what they do. They know how it's supporting all of us. Thank you guys for being here today. I'll be back on Monday, and on Monday we're talking about Mars conjunct Uranus. It's gonna get a little wonky, but it's all good, right? It's all everything needs to happen. Everything is always happening for you. Nothing happens to you. And the faster that you allow yourself to dive into the pain, the faster you'll get through it and you get to the other side, what's waiting for you on the other side of pain, because there's always something so much better waiting for you on the other side. If you guys have sent a donation in any way today, just know that I'm going to do a book dive for you, and I'm going to give you a message that hopefully is in exact alignment with what you need to hear right now. So if you did send a donation, just like intend a question. What do you want to know? And then that'll help the energy pull the message from the book for you. And that's all I have to talk about right now. Thank you guys. Persephone is the daughter of Zeus. Was she the one who got sent to the underworld? Thank you, Lindsay, AJ, Anik. Love you guys. Thank you, Mary Alice. Thank you, Christine. I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much for joining me. Sending love to all. Namaste. I hope that video was just as insightful for you as it was for all of us. Darla and I really appreciate you being here with me. Thank you for liking this video, sharing it with a friend who you think would benefit, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, drop a comment and let us know what you got from this video. What was your biggest insight or takeaway? If you want to see what else I'm working on, click on my link tree. It's right underneath this YouTube video. We'll see you next time. Take care.